Hello, guys. I'm back. I'm hoping you're having a wonderful week. I just like to bring you something that I learned this morning as I was meditating. So, what I learned is we're not supposed to be stuck, to refuse the new because you're stuck on the old. And this is what I mean. I'm reminded of the story of Samuel, who God told to anoint David. And because he was stuck up on Saul being king, he didn't anoint David. And as a result, the children of Israel were suffering because the king that they were supposed to have at that time, the things that they were supposed to have through that king at that time, they were suffering loss because Samuel was hung up on Saul. Until the Lord had to come to Samuel and say to him, "Why are you mourning for Saul, seeing as I have rejected him as king? Get up, go anoint David." And then I realized that sometimes you refuse the new because you're so stuck up on the old. This word is not for everyone. I hope you will not get confused because I'm going to speak also about relationships where there are people in your life that God is giving them another chance in your life. And I know that for women, our minds will run directly to men that we desire to be back in our lives. But is he new? Because I know God does new things. So there are people that God has transformed. There are people that God has changed. It could be your parents. It could be your siblings. It could be your spouse. It could be your business partner. It ranges for so many things. There are things that people has changed. And we sometimes, most of the time actually, reject these things because you're stuck up on the old. We stuck up on what they did to us before. We stuck up on what they said. We stuck up on what happened in that business before. We're stuck up on what happened in the office before. And we're stuck up on even there's land that God can restore. And we're stuck up on what happened there before. And we don't want it back. So let's not reject the new because you're stuck up on the old. For the Lord says, remember not the former things, for behold, I'm doing a new thing. There are people who God has done a new thing in them, and they're not the same old people. What we need is discernment. What we need is wisdom to know what the new thing the Lord has done. And we can only achieve this if we have a relationship with God. Then we know if this is a new thing or it's still an old thing that we need to reject. So in whatever we do, let's not get stuck up on the old and end up rejecting the new and missing out on what the Lord has for us because we're so stuck up on the old. This word needs wisdom. This word needs discernment. I pray that you will listen to it and go into the details and get to understand really what is needed of us. May you have a blessed day.